Good evening, everyone. My name is Amit Kumar Singh, and welcome to yet another session on international financial management. So we'll continue our discussion. We were discussing about how the cross rate mechanism works that we have done in last two classes, and in today class we'll discuss about outright quotes, the forward rate market. Everyone knows that when we talk about currency market and whenever banks or corporate they try to hedge their risk in the currency market, they prefer forex market more than the spot market. So forex market is being preferred more than the spot market for the trading purpose. So forex market, sorry, my thing is that derivative market is preferred more than the derivative market. In the case of derivative market, basically the forward contract market is preferred more than the normal exchange based trading instrument. So in case when we talk about a currency market, in the case of currency market, whenever any banks or corporate they want to hedge their risk, so the OTC market is much more flexible, and maximum participants they involve themselves in the OTC market only for the trading part. Okay, so now you can see this terminology, which is one of the very common terminology. So in forward contract, so normally traders when they trade with each other, they used to represent the data in the form of outright quote. You can see this kind of written, like you can see in 1 month forward contract rate is written 25 by 45, 3 month it is written 142 by 115, 6 month it is written 6 by 9. How to understand this? So how to understand this? So for that you need to understand, if you see this fraction and if this fraction is less than 1, then means the forward rate is at premium. Okay, and if this fraction is more than 1, then it means the forward rate is a discount. While you can see this is more less than 1, so the forward rate is at premium. So you see the fraction numerator by denominator, and if numerator is less than denominator, then you need to understand that the forward rate is at premium. You need to understand that means your forward rate is at premium. While if your numerator is more than denominator, while if your numerator is more than denominator, so then you need to understand forward rate is a discount. So this is 100% this will come for the exam. So outright quote is something which is very common for your exam point of view. So you need to understand this. So first thing, when you get the question, you need to understand that like the first thing you need to understand that they are premium or they are discount. So you see this fraction and see this fraction. If this fraction is less than 1, then they are premium, and if this is more than 1, then they are discount. So this part you need to make yourself clear with this part. I hope everyone understood this. Okay, I hope everyone understood this. Now next thing is that if forward rate is at premium, now if forward rate is at premium, now if forward rate is at premium, so then the forward rate, then the forward rate bid quote, then your forward rate bid quote will be equal to spot rate bid quote. So then your forward rate bid quote is equal to spot rate bid quote plus the numerator, whatever the numerator is given to you. Okay. Then similarly, if so, similarly the forward rate. Similarly the forward rate ask quote. Similarly the forward rate ask quote. Similarly the forward rate ask quote will be equal to spot rate ask quote is equal to spot rate ask quote plus your denominator. Okay, so you need to understand this. Similarly, if the forward rate is a discount, then the forward rate bid quote, then your forward rate bid quote is equal to spot rate bid quote is equal to spot rate bid quote minus numerator minus numerator, and similarly if this they are discount, then the forward rate ask quote will be spot rate ask quote minus denominator. I hope you understood that part. Okay, now let's do this problem. To understand this problem, let's do this. So the spot rate, you can see the spot rate, as you can see the spot rate, you can see the spot rate is given to you as 65.2321 slash 65.2340. This is your spot rate. Okay, then if I want 1 month forward rate, so the 1 month forward rate, if I want, so the 1 month forward rate here will be 1 month forward rate will be this. So because this is less than 1, so they are premium. So you add, so bid is 65.2321 and this is 25. So add 25 on this. So if you add 25 on this, so you add 25 on this, so you'll get 65.2346. So this is 65 point, this is 65.2346 slash, then the next denominator is 45. So add 45 to the ask rate, 65.2340. On that add 45. You'll get 85. So 65.2385. 65.2385. This is 1 month forward rate. I hope you're understanding this. Now, this all we do for trading purpose. Now, similarly, if you want 3 month forward rate, similarly, if you want 3 month forward rate, so 3 month forward rate is a discount. So what you have to do, you have to subtract 65.2321 on this, subtract 142. Subtract 142. So this is 9, and this is 9, 11, this is 7, and this is 1, 2, 65.2179. This is 65.2179 slash, then they are discount, so you have to subtract. So subtract 65.2340 on this, subtract how much will you subtract? 115. How much will you subtract? 115. So this is 5 and this is 2, this is 2, this is 2. 65.2225. 65.2225. So this is 3 month forward rate. Okay, so where if they are discount, then subtract. If they are premium, then add. Okay, so then if I ask you 6 month forward rate, if I ask you 6 month forward rate, so the 6 month forward rate is 6 by 9, so they are premium, so add 6. So if you add 6, then how much it will become? 65.2321, add 6, it will become 2327 slash, then ask rate is 65.2340. On that add 9, so it will become 65.2349. That's it. So 1 month forward rate is at premium. 1 month forward rate is at premium. 3 month forward rate is a discount, and 6 month forward rate is at premium. Everyone understood this? Everyone understood this? Now next thing what you have to do, your quote spot for convert them into outright quote with the corresponding spread and also rate. Okay, so spread also you need to calculate. So if you have to calculate the spread, if you want to calculate the spread percentage, so the spread percentage for spot rate, if you have to calculate that part, you can do. So the spot rate, the spread percentage is 65.2340 minus 65.321 divide by 65.2340 into 100. Spread percentage for the spot rate. Similarly, you can find the spread percentage for everything. So the spread percentage for 1 month forward rate. So the spread percentage for 1 month forward rate, that will be 65.2385 minus 65.2346 divide by 65.2385 into 100. You know the formula of spread percentage. The formula for spread percentage is ask rate minus bit rate divided by ask rate into 100. So you can gradually you can find the spread percentage for all the values. Okay, so whenever it is at premium, the forward rate will be more than the spot rate. Whenever it is discount, then the forward rate will be lesser than the spot rate. So whenever it is at premium, then add the value to the spot rate. Whenever it is discount, subtract the value from the spot rate. Okay, you know the formula of spread percentage. So the spread percentage formula everyone knows. Spread percentage formula is ask rate minus bid rate divide by ask rate into 100. This is the formula for spread percentage. Clear? Clear everyone? Can we go ahead? Okay. Can we go ahead? Then we'll see the other numerical. So this is very common. It's come for your exam. Every now and then, every year, it come for your exam. So you can see this question number 7. So we'll do more example to make you understand. So you have called your foreign exchange trader and asked for quotation on the spot 1, 3 month and 6 month. Okay, so the traders responded with the following. So the spot rate, is 0.6284 slash 0.6285. How much? Dollar, no? This is dollar, this is your spot rate. Okay, this is your spot rate. Now, okay, dollar per euro. Okay, then 1 month. So 1 month, 1 month forward rate. So 1 month forward rate, you can see this is 3 by 7. So you know the 3 by 7 is less than 1. You know that 3 by 7 is less than 1. It means forward rate is at premium. It means forward rate is at premium. So if forward rate is at premium, then add. So add 3 to the bid quote, add 7 to the ask quote. So 0.6284 plus 3. So this will be 0.6287. Okay. Then add 7 to the ask quote. So 0.6285 plus this 7. This 7 means what? This 7 means 0.0007. This is also called 7 pips. This is a unit in currency market. So this 7 doesn't mean the number 7. So this is a way of representing. Okay, so then 85 plus 7. So 85 plus 7 means 92. So this is 0.6292. This is your ask quote. This is a 1 month ask rate. So this is dollar per euro. Okay, then 3 month forward rate. 3 month forward rate. So then you can see 9 by 8. 9 by 8 is more than 1. Means forward rate is a discount. So forward rate is a discount, then subtract. So subtract 9 from the spot rate. 84 minus 9. So you'll get 75. So you'll get 0.6275. This is your bid rate. Okay, and subtract 8 from the ask quote. 0.6285 minus 8. So you'll get 0.6277. Correct now? 75 plus 8. Then you can see 6 month forward rate. So for that you see 12 by 10. 12 by 10 is more than 1, means forward rate is a discount. Forward rate is a discount, so subtract 12 from 84. So you get 0.6272. That is your ask rate. And subtract 10 from 85. You'll get 0.6275 dollar per euro as the ask rate. Very simple. So whenever you see the fraction, if the fraction is less than 1, then forward rate is at premium. If it is premium, then add. And if it more than 1, then forward rate is a discount. If it is a discount, then subtract from the spot rate. So here 3 by 7 is less than 1. So means forward rate is at premium. 12 by 10 is more than 1. So the forward rate is a discount. 12 by 10 is more than 1. It means forward rate is a discount. So you just need to see the fraction. The fraction is more than 1 or less than 1. Based upon that, you will decide forward rate is at premium or discount. All that you have to decide. So here your forward rate is at premium. Here the forward rate is a discount. Here the forward rate is a discount. Clear everyone? Okay, everyone clear with this? Okay. Now question number 1 to we did. What does it mean in the term of dollar per euro? Then question number 2, if you wish to buy spot euro, how much you pay in dollar? So if you want to buy spot euro, how much you pay in dollar. So euro is a stronger currency than dollar. No? Euro is a stronger currency. 1 minute. 1 euro is equal to how much rupees? 1 euro. Euro is a stronger currency. 86.95. Euro is a stronger currency. Why they given my that is 73. So euro is a stronger currency. Whatever they have given, we have to do that. Okay, so they can't give in decimal. Euro, 1 euro. So 1 euro is equal to how much dollar? That should be more than one. Anyway, whatever they give, we have to do. So you have called your foreign exchange trader and asked about the quotation on the spot 1, 3, and 6 month. The trader responded with this much dollar. What does this mean? Dollar per euro. Okay, so 1 euro is given like this. Now, if you wish to buy spot euro, how much should you pay in dollars? Suppose if I want to buy 1 euro, so you know that 1 euro is equal to 0.6284 as the bid rate and 0.6285 dollar as the ask rate. So how much? So you want to buy euro. So how much you pay per euro? So you have to pay $0.6285 per euro. Okay. So if you wish to buy, spot euro, how much you have to pay in dollar? So you need to pay how much you have to pay in dollar. So for 1 euro, you need to pay $0.6285. Okay. Suppose if you wanted to buy dollar, so $1 will be equal to how much euro? So $1 that will be equal to, if you wanted to buy dollar, that would be equal to 1 divided by 0.62844 euro. Clear? So then next question, if you wanted to purchase US dollar, how much you have to pay in euro? So same thing I told before seeing the question, I told you. So if you wanted to purchase dollar, so how much you have to pay in euro? So if you wanted to purchase dollar, so you have to pay 1 divided by what is 0.6284. You can find that value, 0.6284. That is 1.5913. 1.5913. So 1.59130. Clear, everyone? So this is, if you convert this in the form of dollar, so this become $1 is equal to 1 divided by 0.625 slash 1 divided by 0.6284 euro. $1 is equal to, you can write, so this is the exchange rate what you get. So how much you'll pay? So how much you'll pay? So to buy dollar, how much will you pay? So how much will you pay? That will be 1.5913. Clear? Everyone understanding? So if you wanted to purchase $4 in euro, then what is a premium discount in 1 month, 3 months, 6 month rate? Assuming that you are buying euro. So if you buy euro, so if you buy euro, then everything will do in ask rate only. So if you're buying euro, then the bank is selling you. The bank will always sell you at higher value. So this, okay, you can do this calculation, and you can do that calculation from yourself. Forward rate calculation and all you can do. So that part you can do from yourself. So 1 month forward rate. So 1 month forward premium percentage. So that what is the formula? It is premium 0.6292 minus 0.6285. So forward rate minus spot rate divided by forward rate into, this is 1 month contract. So 12 divided by 1 into 100. Do this calculation. Okay, do for 3 months. So similarly 3 month. Now 3 month is a discount. So the 3 month forward rate discount percentage is equal to spot rate 0.6285 minus 0.6277 divide by spot rate minus forward rate divide by spot rate. This is 3 month contract. So 12 divided by 3 into 100. Similarly, you can do for 6 months. Clear? Clear everyone? Anyone have any doubt? Any doubt? Okay. You can see this question. The following exchange rate are quoted by different bank. ABC quote, ABC bank quote, ABC bank quote 1 euro is equal to 0.8645 dollar. Okay. ABC bank quote and XYZ bank quote 1 euro is equal to 1.555 dollar. Okay, then PQR bank quote 1 pound is equal to 1.72 euro. Okay, this much now. How many? ABC bank 1 euro is equal to this much dollar. XYZ bank 1 pound, no? XYZ bank 1 pound. It's not euro, this is pound. So 1 pound is equal to this much dollar, and PQR bank 1 pound is equal to 1.72 euro. Okay, this much exchange rate you got. Okay, so if I use these two, I can find the relation between pound and euro. So if I use ABC and XYZ bank quotation, with this I can find 1 pound equal to how much euro. So that is equal to 1.5553 dollar, and $1 is equal to 0.8645 euro. So you can do this 1.5553 0.8645 1.799. 1 pound is equal to 1.799. So you know that there's a possibility of arbitration. So you know that there's a possibility of arbitration. Okay, so you understand if we, because the same currency cannot be traded at two different values. Okay, in any other market, assuming no transaction cost, there is no intercountry currency barrier, and so a same currency pair cannot be traded at two different values. So by comparing this, I can say that there is a possibility of arbitration. So by comparing this, I can say that there is a possibility of arbitration. There's a possibility of arbitration. So by comparing this, I can say that there is a possibility of arbitration. Okay. So now, if there's a possibility of arbitration, so the market trader would like to sell $1 million to XYZ bank at spot rate. What is the profit and loss from this interbank transaction? So, so $1 million to XYZ bank. So it want to sell $1 million to XYZ bank. So dollar it want to convert into pound. You convert the dollar into pound. So XYZ Bank, you can see XYZ Bank, their quotation is given pound and dollar. So dollar I'm converting to pound. So how much dollar I have? $1 million. So $1 million I converting to pound. Pound I'll convert into euro. Euro I'll convert into dollar. Then I'll see the exchange rate. Okay. So if I see the exchange rate. So XYZ Bank, 1 pound is equal to 1 pound is equal to $1.555. $1.553. So $1.553. So $1 million. So $1 million is equal to how much pound? That would be $1 million divided by 1.5553 pound. That would be 1 million divided by that is 1 million pound divided by 1.5553. Okay. $1 million is equal to 1 million pound divided by 1.5553. So 1 pound is equal to 1.553 dollar. So $1 million is equal to 1 divided by 1.5553 million pound. Okay, you got pound. Now I'll convert the pound into euro. I'll convert the pound into euro. So PQR Bank. So I'll take the help of PQR Bank. So PQR Bank, 1 pound is equal to 1.72 euro. 1 pound is equal to 1.72 euro. So 1 million divided by 1.5553 pound is equal to how much euro? That would be 1 divided by 1.553 into 1.72 million euro. This much euro you will get. Okay, now I'll convert this much euro into dollar. Okay, for that I'll take the help of the first bank, ABC Bank. So ABC Bank, 1 euro is equal to, so ABC Bank, if I take the help of ABC Bank, 1 euro is equal to 1 euro is equal to $0.8645. $0.8645. Okay. So 1.72 divided by 1.5553 million euro is equal to how much dollar? So that would be 1.72 divided by 1.5553 553 into $0.8645 million. So 1.72 into 0.8645. So 1.72 into 0.8645. So this divide by 1.553. This is 0.956. 0.956. So you'll get $0.956 million. So no arbitration gain. So if you do like this way, there's no arbitration gain. Okay, so the question is that what will be the profit and loss from this interbank transaction? So what is the profit and loss? This is the loss. So you started with 1 million euro. So the loss from the interbank transaction, like this way, if you do this, you started with 1 and you end with 0.956047. 0.0439. $0.0439 million loss. And so if you want to get if you want to earn arbitration profit, then dollar you should convert into euro, euro you should convert into pound, and pound should be converted back into dollar. Then you will get the arbitration gain. Okay, so dollar to, if you dollar to pound, dollar to pound, and then pound to euro, and then euro to dollar, no arbitration. Sorry, no arbitration means loss. So no arbitration, you are getting a loss. If you want to get profit, dollar to euro, euro to pound, and pound back to dollar, then only you'll get the arbitration gain. So dollar to euro, if you want to convert, dollar to euro, if you want to convert, to dollar to euro, if you want to convert, suppose if you have $1, how much euro you'll get? 0.8645, 0.8645 euro you'll get. Okay, euro if you convert into pound, euro if you convert into pound, so 1 divided by 0.8645 euro will be how much pound? That will be 1 divided by 0.8645 into 1.72 pound. 1.72 pound. Okay, then 1 pound is equal to this much dollar. So how much the dollar you will get? So 1 pound is with this, you'll get 1.5553 divided by 0.8645 into 1.72 dollar you'll get. Check is this more than 1 or not. So 1.5553. So like 0.8645. Just check 0.8645 into 1.72 into 1.72. This is 1.48. See, you're getting a gain. So if you do this, how much dollar? So 1.72, 8645, then 1.72. This is 1.553 divided by this. You get 1.045. So you are getting $1.045974. So you started with $1 and you are getting $1.045974. So arbitration gain is possible if you convert the dollar into euro, euro into pound, and pound back to dollar. While dollar to pound, pound to euro, euro back to dollar is not giving you arbitration gain. Clear? Anyone have any doubt? See this question number 4. Very easy. 3-month swap. You can see this 25 by 20. This is more than one. So there, so then means forward rate is a discount. This is 30 by 25. Again more than one. It means forward rate is a discount. Okay, so your spot rate, then your spot rate is 1.5105 slash 1.5120. This is Deutsche Mark per dollar. This is your spot rate. Okay, then 3-month forward rate. 3-month forward rate. And you can see this 25 by 20 is more than one. So means it is a discount. If it is a discount, subtract. So 1.5105 on this, subtract 25. So 0, this is 8, this is 0. 1.508. This is 1.508. Then 20. So subtract 20. 20 minus 20, that is 1.51. And so subtract 20. Then 6-month forward rate. Then 6-month forward rate. So subtract 30. So sorry, discount again 30. Subtract 30. So 1.5105. On that, subtract 30. This is 5. This is 7. 0, 5. So 1.5075. This is a bit code. Then subtract 25. So on this, subtract 25. Subtract 25. 1.5120. On that, subtract 25. This is 5. This is 9. Then this is 0, 5. 1.5095. Clear, everyone? Any doubt? Anyone, any doubt? Any doubt, anyone? Okay, guys, so I believe you have understood what all I have done. So the problems related to the outright code that I have done in this class. Okay, so tomorrow we'll start solving the problems related to interest rate arbitration theory. So covered interest rate arbitration, uncovered interest rate arbitration, all that we'll do from tomorrow. Okay, so if you don't have any doubt, then I'll wind up the class. Okay, everyone, then I'll wind up the class. See you, everyone, for the next class. Thank you, everyone. Bye.